Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the next one that we're going to do is 10-15. This will probably be the last multi-view drawing we'll do, uh, but I'll go through. I know I'm going to move quickly, but hopefully with this screencast you'll be able to pause and follow along a little bit easier. Alright, for this one I'm going to start with my top view. I'm going to use a center line. I'm going to draw a center line to go from midpoint to midpoint of the two circles. It tells me it's 4.5. I'll go back to my object layer. There's two circles. The outside one is diameter 1.5 inches. Inside is 3/4. The other side's the same as this one, so I'm just going to copy it. You can copy it or draw it from scratch, doesn't really matter. Now the beam connecting the two circles. Alright, it tells me it is 3/4 of an inch wide. So from the center point I'm going to offset it 1/2 of 3/4 to both sides to get that thickness. So I'm going to do offset. 1/2 of 3/4 is 3/8. Offset up, offset down. Zoom in a little for you. And I'll change those from center to object. Alright, now they don't need to extend all the way to the inside circle, so I'm going to trim them. I'm going to select my cutting edges, select the parts I want to get rid of, and then the outside object ones are done. Now, the bar connecting it is an I-beam, so there's going to be some hidden lines. So I'm going to offset the center line again. The thickness of the skinny part is 1/4 inch. So I'm going to offset 1/2 of that 1/4. So it's 1/8. Offset up, offset down. These two will be hidden. And same thing, I'll trim these back. There, 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 and there. Alright. Besides extending my center lines out here and adding some vertical ones, my top view is all done. You get these here. I'm going to do my front view next. Move everything up. Alright, I'm going to start an object. I'm going to bring down the side of this circle. I'm going to bring down the other side of that circle to get the width or diameter of the circle. The height, I have to look at the paper for that, is 1.25 inches. Bring it close. And I'll bring down the hidden lines for the inside circle. Alright, they're hidden because that inside is drilled through. I'll do my center line. I'm doing all this because I'm going to do it the cheater's way, and I'm just going to copy it over. So I'll select it, copy, and then I'll pick this, my reference point as where the center line hits the top edge. Now, when I do the other side, I want to make sure that's lined up. Right, it's not on an angle up or down. And I want to bring it down from the center line in the top. So I bring it down, lines up to both, click to place it, and enter to get out of the command. Alright, now for the connecting part. Here's where people kind of mess up. It's the most common mistake. They just connect from the side to the other side. But if you look here, the sides, because it's not right at the midpoint or the quadrant here, they're going to go past that edge. So I'm going to bring down, I'll zoom in a little bit for you, where this edge meets the circle. I'm going to bring that down. Alright, now I need the distance down. It's not even with the top. Alright, the connecting beam is 0.125 down. So I got that. I bring the other side together there. Alright, so I connect it across, delete that little bit of line there. So I have the top edge. And I'll move the top view out of the way because I don't really need that now. Alright, the height of this I-beam, the connecting bar, whatever you want to call it, it is 1 inch. So I'm going to do offset. I tell it 1 inch. Select it, copy it down. Alright, so I have the top and bottom borders. Now the I-beam, the wide part. Alright, the thickness of that is 0.187. So I'm going to do offset 0.187, hit enter, offset the top down and the bottom up. I will connect and close in these ends here, all 4 of them. And then because these extend out here, I'm going to trim where the edge is inside of them. So I'm going to do trim. I'll just select all 4 of those lines. And trim, 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 trim. Alright. So again, now my front view is all done. Alright. On the paper, it has a section cut out of it. We're not doing section views yet. We'll get to that further down the road. So we'll just do it all as one solid object. So my top view's done, my front's done. Now I'm going to do my right side. Again, I'm going to do it the cheater's way. Alright, this is a cylinder. A cylinder, as long as you're looking at it from the side, is going to look the same because it's round. So I'm going to select most of the parts of it. I left out that because I'll just connect it with a solid line. I'm going to do copy, grab it from the corner, bring it over, make sure it's lined up, click to place it. And then I close in that side. If you brought over these lines here, that's fine. Just remember to close them in, connect them up. Alright, so this one and this one from the side are lined up. So I have both of them already. All I need to add in is the I-beam. Right, and here's where it actually looked like an eye. Here you just kind of see the wide part, the skinny part. Over here, they're all going to be hidden. So I'm going to bring hidden lines over. I'm going to bring the top of it over. And now, if you remember, the wide part is the same as the diameter as this circle here. So the whole way across is 3/4. This is a 3/4 diameter. So when I bring these over, I can use these hidden lines as kind of the start and stop. So that's the top edge. This is the bottom edge. Bring over the next line. That's kind of the inside part of the cutout channel of the eye. Now I'll zoom in nice and big on my right side here. Now I need the skinny part of the eye. I'm just going to offset the center line to get it. If I do offset, it is a 1/4 inch thick, so I'm going to do 1/8. Offset one, offset the other. I will change them to hidden. And then I can use trim, and I'll just select everything to make it easy. These vertical ones I'm going to trim all the way back to this inside line, and it's going to be the same on the bottom. Alright, these outside lines will stay there because that's the hidden lines for this cylinder, the hole that's drilled through the inside. The only other part I need to trim is right here and here. And then you have the eye of the I-beam. And though they're hidden, I'll change it just so it stands out a little bit to something else. There's the eye. And I'll undo, because again, they're all hidden, so you want to keep them hidden. Alright, so that's everything for the right side view. So there's my 3 views. I'll just have to go back in, add in the dimensions. This one I have the time, so I'll do them really quickly. Again, just make sure all your dimensions are in dimension layer and everything's in the layers it's supposed to be. I'll add in here. If you want to label some of them in different parts, that's fine. Whatever works for you. Let me do my diameters here. Go back to linear. Distance down. I'm going to move this outside the drawing so it doesn't get super cluttered. Go from the midpoints. Like that. I'll do the overall for the eye over here. I'll do this to show the bottom's the same. So you'd have to do math for here, but as long as you have enough of the parts labeled that you can do math and figure it out, you're good. I got the 3/4, I got that. Just go through my mental checklist, make sure I got everything. Oh, I still need the height here. And once over, yep, that's everything I need. Again, when you do dimensions, just think of it, you want to have enough dimensions in there so that you could remake the drawing from what you have on there. And eventually, down the road, we'll do that for at least one. So just keep that in the back of your mind as you're working. So that's that one finished up. I would switch. I want to update this so I don't confuse you guys. 10:15. Time travel here to present day. This would be 15th drawing. Again, to center it up, double click inside the border, zoom extents, double click out, and then you're good to go to print her out. Alright, hopefully that was a little bit easier to follow along, and it'll help us move at our own paces.